True leadership has never been about position, title, or rank. It's about influence, integrity, and impact. Welcome back to another episode of Mindset Shift. Today, we're diving into a topic that challenges the way most people think about leadership, because true leadership has never been about position, title, or rank. It's about influence, integrity, and impact. So in this episode, we'll explore how to lead without a title, how to show up, inspire others, and make a difference no matter where you stand in an organization. Because here's the truth: leadership isn't given, it's chosen. It's not written on your business card. It's expressed through your behavior, your energy, and your example. So if you've ever wondered, how can I lead when I'm not in charge? This episode is for you. First, redefining leadership. For far too long, leadership has been misunderstood. People think it's something that happens once you get promoted, once you have authority, a corner office, or a team reporting to you. But real leadership begins long before that. It starts with ownership. Leadership is about taking responsibility for your sphere of influence, no matter how small it seems. You lead every time you step up instead of stepping back. Every time you choose integrity over comfort. Every time you help others rise, not because you have to, but because you want to. So don't wait for permission to lead. Start leading from exactly where you are. 2. The energy of leadership. Leadership isn't about control, it's about energy. Every space you walk into is influenced by your presence. You can be the calm in chaos. You can be the voice of reason when everyone else is reacting. You can model the behavior others want to follow. The energy you bring to your workplace, your tone, your mindset, your attitude, communicates louder than any title ever could. When you consistently show up grounded, positive, and intentional, people notice. They start to trust you. They start to look to you. And without ever asking for it, you begin to lead. So ask yourself every day, what energy am I bringing into the room? Because that energy is your leadership signature. 3. Leading through example. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to lead without a title is through example. You don't need to talk about values to inspire people. You live them. You earn trust by showing consistency. You build credibility by doing what you say you'll do. And you influence others by being someone worth emulating. Leadership by example doesn't need recognition. It needs discipline. When others see you act with respect, humility, and excellence, even when no one's watching, that's when leadership truly begins. So instead of trying to lead people with authority, lead them through authenticity. 4. Communicate like a leader. Leaders are not defined by their volume, but by their voice. They communicate clearly, listen deeply, and make people feel valued. When you speak, speak with intention, not to dominate, but to connect. When others speak, listen with presence, not to reply, but to understand. Great leaders aren't the ones who always have the answers. They're the ones who create space for others to contribute. So if you want to lead without a title, communicate like someone who empowers others. Ask thoughtful questions, encourage collaboration, and always leave people feeling more confident after talking to you than they did before. That's leadership in action. 5. Build influence through trust. Titles can demand compliance, but only trust can inspire commitment. You build influence by showing reliability, honesty, and respect over time. When people trust your character, your voice carries weight, even without authority. Here's how to build that trust. 1. Do what you say you'll do. Follow through consistently. 2. Be transparent. Communicate clearly, even when it's uncomfortable. 3. Support others. Celebrate their wins, guide them through setbacks. When people know you have integrity, they'll naturally look to you for direction. Not because you're their boss, but because you've earned their confidence. Trust is the real title of leadership. 6. The courage to take initiative. Leaders without titles don't wait for instructions. They take initiative. They see gaps and fill them. They identify opportunities and act on them. They focus on solutions, not just problems. Initiative doesn't mean overstepping boundaries. It means taking ownership where others hesitate. Ask yourself, what can I do to make this better? What's one thing I can take off someone's plate today? You don't need authority to be proactive. You need courage. The people who move organizations forward are not always the ones with the titles. They're the ones with the mindset to own the moment. 7. Empower others. Leadership isn't about being at the center of attention. It's about making others stronger. When you help others succeed, you multiply your impact. Here's how to lead through empowerment. Offer guidance when someone's struggling. Share what you've learned without withholding information. Acknowledge effort, not just results. True leaders create more leaders. They see potential in others and call it out. When you make people feel capable and confident, you're not just contributing to a team, you're shaping a culture, and that's leadership in its purest form. 8. Leading with emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is one of the most underrated leadership skills. It's the ability to read the room, manage your reactions, and respond with empathy. When challenges come, you can either add to the noise or bring clarity to the moment. Emotionally intelligent leaders do 3 things consistently. 1. They pause before reacting. 2. They listen before assuming. 3. They respond with understanding, not ego. If you can regulate your emotions and help others regulate theirs, you instantly become a stabilizing force in any team. And in uncertain times, stability is leadership. 9. The power of consistency. Leadership isn't a one-time act. It's a consistent pattern of behavior. Anyone can be inspiring once in a while, but real influence comes from showing up every day with dependability and integrity. You don't need big speeches or public praise to lead. You just need to be the person people can count on. Rain or shine, easy or hard. Consistency builds trust, and trust builds followership. So don't underestimate the quiet power of showing up again and again with character, kindness, and courage. 10. Influence through service. Great leadership isn't about being above people, it's about serving them. Ask yourself, how can I make things better for others? How can I add value in this moment? When your motivation is service, not status, your influence expands naturally. Servant leaders don't wait for recognition. They act out of contribution. You can lead powerfully just by being helpful, by making people's jobs easier, by showing care. Service isn't weakness. It's strength expressed through humility. 11. Leadership mindset. It starts within. Before you can lead others, you must learn to lead yourself. Self-leadership means taking responsibility for your emotions, your growth, and your standards. It means being accountable, even when no one's watching. It means holding yourself to a higher level of excellence. When you manage yourself well, your habits, your mindset, your reactions, people naturally see you as a leader. Leadership always starts internally before it's seen externally. So ask yourself daily, am I leading my thoughts, my energy, and my choices, or am I being led by them? That's the quiet foundation of real leadership. 12. Final reflections. Leadership is not about waiting for a title. It's about choosing to lead in every moment that matters. You lead when you listen. You lead when you help. You lead when you act with courage, empathy, and authenticity. No one gives you permission to lead. You grant that to yourself. And over time, the people around you will start to notice your calm, your clarity, your consistency. They'll start to follow your example, not because they have to, but because they want to. That's leadership without a title. Thank you for tuning in to Mindset Shift. If this episode reminded you that leadership starts from within, share it with someone who's ready to rise, no matter their role. Remember, you don't need a title to make a difference. You just need intention, consistency, and courage. Like and subscribe for more episodes on leadership, mindset, and growth. Share it with someone you believe has untapped leadership potential, because leadership isn't a position, it's a decision, and that decision starts with you.